So for my genetic disorder, I decided to do cystic fibrosis. Primarily, this affects children and young adults. The younger people diagnosed, the younger somebody can be diagnosed, the better. How many people do this affect? In the U.S., it's over 30,000. Worldwide, it's over 70,000. There's about 1,000 new cases a year, and more than 75% of people with cystic fibrosis are diagnosed by the age of 2. More than half of the cystic fibrosis population is over 18, is 18 and older. The mutation that causes cystic fibrosis is the CFTR gene, which stands for cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator. This gene provides instructions for making a channel that transports negatively charged particles called chloride ions into and out of the cells. Without the chloride to attach water to the cell's surface, the mucus is in various organs becomes thick and sticky, so it's not working properly. When they diagnose this, they use a multi-step process, and these should be things like they should do a newborn screening first, and then also a sweat test, with also a genetic or carrier test, and a clinical evaluation should be done at a Cystic Fibrosis Foundation accredited care center. Prognosis is so much better than it was in the 1950s. It's hard because it's a complex, and it's so complex for cystic fibrosis, and severity of symptoms differ widely for each patient. Many factors go into how well you're going to handle it, depending on the type, the age that you were diagnosed, and how well you actually do your treatments, like whether you're non-compliant or not. Obviously, you don't have a choice to be non-compliant, but anyways, in the 1950s, children wouldn't even live long enough to attend elementary school, and now with proper treatment and early diagnosis, people can live long enough to go to college, have a career, get married, have kids of their own. With each one, anytime that you're a carrier, like if two carriers are together, 1 in 4 of their children will end up with cystic fibrosis, and 2 out of 4 of their children will end up being carriers, and 1 in 4 of their children will not be a carrier. So the chances of their children either being a carrier or actually having the disease is, 75%. It's pretty ridiculous. Treatment is tailored to each individual because cystic fibrosis is unique to each person. So due to the different types and severity of each symptoms they have, you would do airway clearance techniques, inhaled medication, antibiotics to keep from having respiratory infections, pancreatic enzyme supplements, fitness plans to keep them as active as possible, and CFTR modulators. There's constantly being research being done in order to come up with new treatments and therapies so that we can hopefully find a cure at one point, if not make these people's lives as easy as possible.